This week, I have been spending time with the 2025 Toyota Corolla FX. The FX is essentially an appearance package for the Toyota Corolla SE. Adds a body kit, a spoiler, lower springs, revised steering rack tuning, and looks really good. If you're in the market for a Toyota Corolla and you don't want it to look boring, the FX package is just for you. Price as tested is just shy of $30,000. Do get these nice 18-inch wheels wrapped in Dunlop all-season tires, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights as well. I mean, look at this spoiler. It's wild. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk space real quick. Pretty decent amount of trunk space back here. Do get a spare tire as well. 60/40 folding rear seats. You do have to fold it in the cab though, which is a little bit unfortunate. No grab handle either. Go ahead and check out the back seat. Since the FX sits a little bit lower, you do struggle to get in a bit, even in the driver's seat as well. But back here, it is pretty bare bones. I mean, it is an SE after all. You do get this nice premium cloth that is actually pretty comfortable and very nice to the touch, but no rear vents. You do get a couple USB-C ports. You don't get any mat pockets. You do get a pull-down center armrest with a couple cup holders though. And you do also get a nice black headliner, which is pretty nice. No sunroof in this model either. Pretty sharp looking dash. I'm 6 foot, the driver's seat is in my position. I have about 2 or 3 inches of leg room, and my head is ever so slightly grazing the roof. I do have a lot more room in the Honda Civic. So under the hood of this Corolla FX is a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that makes 169 horsepower, and it's mated to a CVT. This CVT is unique because it has a first physical launch gear and then it transitions into a CVT. Overall efficiency is about 34 miles a gallon combined. I've been getting about 35, 36 this week, so it's actually beating those estimated EPA numbers by a little bit. Engine oil is unique, 0W8. Get a nice little steel hood too, listen to this. So up front here, you do get to see some of the SE elements in this car. Manual seats, manual adjusting both sides as well. They are pretty comfortable and supportive though. Plenty of bolstering to hold you in around corners in your Corolla. Up front here, you're greeted with a digital gauge cluster and a 10.5-inch display, which is absolutely huge. You do get a backup camera. Wireless Android Auto, wireless CarPlay as well. Works really nice, pretty smooth. I mean, this is the updated infotainment that we all know and love from Toyota. No real complaints with the system overall this week. Just that this screen is just huge. It's just the main focus of the cabin, and it's really bright at night. Comes up a little high and kind of impedes your vision ever so slightly, depending on how you're seated in the vehicle. You do get some manual volume controls here, which is pretty nice. Single zone automatic climate control. Then down through here, you do get a wireless charger that doesn't work at all, but you can turn it off. I could not get any of my phones to work on it this week. It just kept blinking as an error that it's not charging at all. Some drive modes, you do get sport, normal, and eco. We'll just be driving in normal all the time. Nice physical gear shift, brake hold, electronic parking brakes, a couple cup holders, decent sized center console with a 12-volt outlet and a USB-C port, decent sized glove box as well, USB-C port here. Manual dimming rear view mirror. It's frameless, looks really nice. No home link in this model either, and illuminated visor mirrors. Overall, I do like this interior. Yes, the Corolla is getting a bit dated. I mean, this current version's been out since like what, 2021, and really no major revisions here. But overall, I think it's holding up well. The materials in here are pretty nice for a sub $30,000 car. No real complaints, no squeaks, no rattles. I think that about covers all the interior features. So let's go ahead and take this for a spin. I do like how every time you put this vehicle in park, it engages the parking brake, and every time you put it in drive, the minute you put it in the drive, it disengages that parking brake. That is super nice. You don't have to wait for anything, and it's just automatic. So I still work a 9-to-5 job, so I've been using this to commute back and forth to work all week and take my family around in and give you some real-world impressions about what this Corolla is like to drive. Now, as we go through some low-speed city driving here, I did want to talk about the CVT. This CVT, like I mentioned earlier, has a first physical launch gear and then it transitions into a CVT. And that can be rough and unrefined at times, especially in low-speed driving. And I did notice at certain times as well that when it does shift into that CVT, I get a little bit of judder. It's weird. I never really felt that in a CVT before. Now as we're at 56, 57 miles an hour here, you can definitely hear there is a little bit of road noise here. Those 18-inch wheels and tires do get pretty loud. You can hear some bumps and reverberations. Overall, the ride though is pretty well dampened. For this thing having 18-inch wheels, it does perform really nicely over bumps. Really impressive that they can get this ride out of rubber bands for tires, not gonna lie. Something like a Mazda 3 is definitely substantially quieter, and the Hyundai Elantra as well. This Corolla actually is pretty fun to drive, with an asterisk. Once you start pushing this thing, you just get that signature Toyota CVT/engine drone that's just constantly buzzing and sounds like a vacuum cleaner. The CVT does do some fake shifting sometimes, and sometimes it just stays at a constant RPM, just decides based on your throttle input what it wants to do. There's that CVT. Visibility is pretty good. These doors do sit pretty low. You got a nice window there, great visibility out the back, a giant rear view mirror as well, blind spot monitoring. This vehicle does come equipped with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. You do get your standard adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. Works pretty nice. On highways, on back roads, you know, it doesn't work really well. Some like the Honda lane centering just works a lot better there. But overall, no complaints with that this week. It does have predictive driving assist as well. I'm so used to getting, you know, top of the line model cars. It's nice every now and then to get a mid-level trim and, you know, drive something that realistically what I would actually purchase and what the common person can afford as well. All right, let's see how quick this is. You know, it's really not bad. It's really not bad at all. 169 horsepower is, you know, not really nothing to scoff at for a tiny car like this. It is certainly faster than the Honda Civic Sport. Once again, I really like the steering feel here. There's not a whole lot of feedback, but for this compact class, the price point, and getting something that's reliable, it's pretty fun to drive. Go ahead and get on the highway here. While it doesn't provide a nice sound, it's fine. On the highway here, I can now engage lane tracing assist and my adaptive cruise control. Obviously, the Toyota systems, you know, pester you to keep your hand on the wheel, but it does a great job of keeping you centered in the lane here. You can adjust the following distance and, you know, turning the lane centering on and off here. Overall, a pretty nice system. On the highway, it's a nice, comfortable highway cruiser. Let's go ahead and do a quick stereo system test. Not bad at all. I would honestly rate this a C-tier system. There is a lot of bass. I think I would turn that down quite a bit. I hope I didn't blow out the microphones in combination with the road noise that this thing has. But overall, you know, a pretty pleasant stereo system, acceptable for the price point. Overall, I think the Toyota Corolla here is a pretty solid option. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on it, on how this stacks up against the, you know, the Mazda 3, the Hyundai Elantra, the Honda Civic, and, you know, which one would you buy? Would you be even interested in the FX package, or would you just swing for a regular Corolla or a more upper trim Corolla so you get more features? Let me know in the comments. I'd be really curious. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for the 2025 Toyota Corolla FX review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment as well. And we'll go ahead and see ya in the next video. Take care, everybody.